Okay, this is the Fed conference about to start in just a couple of minutes. See, the US dollar is hanging balance there, just kind of waiting to do something. Long wicks to the downside from the rate decision from the FOMC. That's this red one on the left here. A very long wick to the downside and then retreat it all the way up, and then a move up and then a move down and basically flat to where it started. And it's just about to start the press conference. I'm not expecting many major moves in the context of the hourly chart. That's where we are. See this kind of long doji that we've seen from 7 o'clock onward, extending quite some way up and down. The dotted line near the top is my entry, as in I've already started a long. I've taken a long position. Risky, I know, but I'm for this one because I've had to change position a few times in the last kind of week or so. I'm just going to let it play out to the upside, as in hoping it's the right side of the movements, and then see what happens. I'll be ready to stop the position if it's actually taken out the stop because it's too volatile probably. So let's see what happens. Press conference about to start now. I'm watching it live on the Federal Reserve site. Okay, the press conference is about to start. The chairman is taking his place at the podium. I'm going to pause now and see what happens in a few minutes' time. Still watching the press conference, and dollar is responding with no particular direction. It's now questions from newspapers. Wall Street Journal and New York Times. Powell is talking about financial bubbles, QE connection to the inflation of asset prices, and that the Fed is monitoring that. Interestingly, the S&P 500 has dropped below the 34 level, and other pairs have sort of made some interesting moves. The euro has gone right down to 1.18, and the Russell 2000 is kind of bearish sort of thing, and the dollar is what it is, kind of loitering. Well, that's the end of the press conference there. It's been just over an hour, and the dollar is obviously picked up, and if you look in a sort of hourly context, it's kind of been down near another kind of bottom, and then picked up a fair bit since then. That's kind of where we're at with the context of the daily. You can see the channel there that we had, and it broke out a few weeks ago, and then today, as you can see, there's these kind of large wicks forming. So essentially we've had a level holding, and we can move this now back up to about here, I'd say. That's kind of where we're at the moment. And in a sort of wider context, that level is not quite matching with other levels particularly. So that's kind of where we're at. If I put it on a weekly, we might be able to see a bit more clearly that green line there. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 weeks ago, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks ago, we had a doji followed by I think it's a shooting star, and then looks like another doji, and then a solid kind of red candle. But basically we've kind of gone back up, and we are pulling up as we speak above that green level, which I've sort of adjusted just now. So that means that the message from the Fed, and if you look at the 4 hour, for example, we're just below that green line. The hourly, we're sort of pushing up towards it, and the 5 minute, we're just kind of again around it. So not clear exactly how far this will take the dollar, but it's certainly good to see that there is some kind of movement from just more devaluation. We'll just have to wait and see. Perhaps because it's 3:30 in the US, we obviously have not so long way to go till the end of the trading day. So maybe tomorrow might bring a better impetus. Okay, thanks.